episode number 19 of the Elisa Show. I'm your host, Elisa Jankowski, a business administration student, yoga teacher, marathon runner, and plant-based nutritionist. I'm here to help you to achieve a healthier, happier, and more sustainable life. I'm also the creator of the Elisa Show Instagram account, where I post delicious and nutritious plant-based recipes. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. That's at Elisa Show over on Instagram. I hope you all had a wonderful week of good vibes, and I'm so grateful that you're tuning in with me today. So let's get started. Today's the day we have our first Ironman / triathlete on the show, and I had such a lovely conversation with him. His name is Thibaud Friess, and he is actually another On athlete. He also works for On, and it was just such an honor to talk to him because one of my colleagues told me about him, and he was telling me about a specific event, about a specific situation that we will get in later on, and I was impressed by his performance, and I had to ask him to come on the show. So here we are. The conversation was super, super nice, and it was definitely super, super interesting to interview not only a runner, but a triathlete. I'm here today with someone really special. I'm actually really excited because normally I can really prepare everything because I know that I can just Google and ask friends. But this time, a colleague of mine told me, you need this person on your podcast. So who is here?
Hey, I'm Thibaud. So I'm working at On since now 2.5 years, and a part of that I'm doing also triathlon. It's just like my passion next to my current job. So basically, I'm doing it like I try to plan my whole day based on the training that I have. And it's kind of exciting to kind of mix it up together. And also On is really like the company that give me the opportunity to train and also to work together. So it's really like a nice environment to work in.
That's so cool. Yeah, I can agree. I also started working for them and I love them. So nice. So how are you today?
Good. I'm really good. Like still enjoying the nice weather outside.
Is
It's
it still
about
nice in
like
Switzerland?
4 or 5 a.m., but it's really, really sunny. So we can
Oh, that's
still
good.
enjoy some beautiful cycling outside and running. And I'm actually doing some passes in Switzerland because they're still open or they're reopening again. So I'm taking the opportunity to do it again.
Nice. That's so
Yeah.
cool. So you're from Zurich, is that right?
Yes.
And
Also
are you
a small city next to Zurich, Dübendorf.
okay? And were you born there as well?
No, I'm French.
Are you? Where
Yep.
about?
I was born in Paris.
Oh,
Yeah. I was born
nice.
in Paris, but just moved many, many, many times. And then I end up to Zurich. And I want to stay there. It's a nice city to live. I mean, you have everything for a person who do a lot of sport and love being outdoor and love the mountain training and so on. I think it's Zurich is one of the best city for this. Like you have a good life quality, and it's really safe. You have the lake, you have the mountain, you have like it's like everything the best for training.
Is it really cold in winter, or can you still work out outside?
Honestly, not. Like basically, like if I can compare it, so I used to live 3 years in Canada in Montreal, and there was like -40 or -30. So basically, this was cold.
Yeah.
So if I compare now to Switzerland in Zurich, is like now it's -5 and it's cold, but no, it's not cold. Like I still wear shorts the whole year for
Wow.
running. Yes, so
Did you
it's
do
not that
that
cold.
in Canada as well?
No, no. I didn't dare to do it. Like in Canada, like you go outside just to breathe and then it freeze.
Yeah. Wow.
Insane.
I haven't
It's
been, but I really want to go there at some point.
yeah, it's let's say for some people it's not good, but it's a good experience to try to run outside in winter with minus 40. But we
Wow.
have to be careful. Like you have to be like with many like many layers, and
Yeah.
also everything that protects your neck, your face, and so on. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so coming to you as a person, when
Yes.
did you start doing sports in general? Because normally I have runners on the show, so I can't ask you just about running, so I need to ask for sports in general. So when did this
Well,
started?
basically, I'm not the typical triathlete, runner,
What is a
cyclist.
typical triathlete?
Typical triathletes, they are really thin
Okay,
and not too heavy and a bit smaller than I am. So
good to
basically,
know.
I'm 188 with 87 kilo.
Okay.
So for a triathlete, I'm a big guy. And yes, it's in, and we have to say that in triathlon, if you are in the front, basically like in the top 5 or more in age group, usually weight matter. You have to be like light, because on the bike it matter and on the run it matter as well. So I'm not the typical kind of person. So my background is really I did 13 years of fight sport. So I started
Wow.
karate, then I have the black belt second dan, and also a trainer in karate. Then I moved to another style of karate with it without any protection. And then I move again to Muay Thai. But it's like kind of Thai boxing. And I used to train in Australia for my study. And also I went there 1 month in Thailand for a camp. And then when I came back to do my master degree in Sydney, I
Mhm.
realized that it's a bit difficult to manage work, study, and also be there on time always for the training. This is where I come start the running, because running you can do. This is what triathlon good is. You can really adapt everything. You don't have a schedule like at 6 p.m. you have to train because the teacher is here. No, you can do it on your own. And this is what good is. If you have like a full book schedule, it's really good. You can start at 4 a.m., you can train at 10 p.m. Nobody gonna say something, and it's really adjustable. And
So
this
what
is
about
where
so
everything started.
what about you? Are you more the morning person or
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely the morning person. You will
Okay.
never see me training in the evening. Never.
Okay. Okay.
Like what I can do in the evening is swimming,
Okay.
but you will never see me running. You will never see me cycling. I'm in the morning person, so I prefer to start at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and also I train during lunch, but I want to have my evening free
Okay.
because
And
I'm not very productive in the evening.
that's
I'm
interesting.
very productive in the morning, but not in the evening.
I'm kind of the same, but I'm still trying to find what I want to do. And with all the gyms and swimming pools and everything are closed at the moment,
Yeah,
I'm cycling most
for
of the
four
time
weeks.
because sorry?
For 4 weeks, no, in Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit hard because I was into a really nice routine with my sport and everything, but yeah, I'm cycling almost every day, so that's fine. Um,
But you
so
can use also for I mean, there is some elastic band when you can
yeah,
have you
yeah,
can
I got
like
some.
redo the movement of the swimming. This is what I did when we had all the swimming pool closed in March,
Yeah.
and it's not the same, but it does help to maintain it.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me about it, and I'm gonna try this on Thursday. And he said that he was actually stronger after the first lockdown because of the band training. I don't really know how, and I never did it, but it was really interesting to hear that.
Yeah, I wasn't stronger, but yes, that's good for him.
Okay, so when did you discover triathlons in general?
Actually, I just triathlon in 2014.
Okay, and
2000.
then you started with like shorter distances and not right away with the Ironman distance, or?
I started right away with the 70.3.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
How come that this discipline or this event got your attraction, or why was it important for you to
Um,
participate?
Maybe it's funny, but I was doing a marathon, so I wanted to go like um, I want to have always a better time, but I get bored
You're
of
more
just
the road runner, or
sorry.
you're a road runner, so you run the marathons on the road. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
and I get bored. So basically, I need to add some more discipline. So that's why I started triathlon. And then I remember my first triathlon was in Syracuse in the US while I was in Canada. It doesn't exist anymore, and yeah, I drove there and took my bike. I had nothing, zero experience, nothing, just for running. And I just swim for I think 1 month and a half before. Didn't took any classes or whatsoever. And then yeah, I did the Ironman over there.
How did it go?
Um, it was okay, honestly. Just the swim was a bit hard, and then the run I started too fast, like it's
Okay.
typical with me. And yeah, I don't. I think I ended up with 4:48 or something like this. And then yes, it's what's happened with many of us. It's at the end we say, "Oh, never again," and then the day after we want to do it again.
Yeah, yeah,
And this
yeah.
is what started when it started with. So I did Syracuse, and then the day after I signed up for Timberman. So yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so
kind of.
you said that that swimming was not your strongest discipline. What is your strongest discipline?
It's kind of funny because I I was never a swimmer,
Mhm.
but now I'm I'm a, like I'm in the first group of the swimming. So basically, I improve a lot of swimming, but it's not the one that I really enjoy it. Let's say like this. For me, the competition starts after the swimming.
Okay, that's
So
interesting. I
swimming is
haven't
the
heard that
one
before.
because I don't really enjoy it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, my strongest part I think is running. If I manage to not start too aggressively, I think the running part is my strongest part.
Okay. I have to ask you something about your bike. I checked your Instagram earlier, and I think it was the first time in my life that I saw a bike with a hole in it. Why is that? And why did you get this bike? It looks so funny. I mean, I haven't seen this before.
It's like there's different geometry in the bike, and yes, there is many kind of different shape of biking. You see, there is the Ventum bike, which has also a funny shape, or the Diamondback that has a funny shape, and the P5X that I have has also a funny shape. But trust me, it's really a nice bike.
Yeah, and you're really
Like,
fast with it.
yeah, it's really comfortable. It's the only sometimes the only drawback that I have. It's sometimes it's a bit heavy, but if you're on a flat, it's you don't feel any difference.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. It looks so cool. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, what's that?
Yeah, unfortunately, this year I haven't used it at all.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's too bad. So for like when you're in the normal training year, how do you prepare yourself for an Ironman? I mean, when do you start to train and how do you train? What's on your calendar?
Basically, like we are currently discussing with my coach, and the only issue it's kind of special year next year because we don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Uh, so basically there is a lot of like dark for next year, but we are guessing together. So basically my goal, for instance, is to do South Africa in March. So we're gonna start training again on mid-November or end November, and I'm gonna follow especially what he put me on Training Peaks, and yeah, this is where everything starts until
Yeah.
Ironman South Africa.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you know that Florida happened last weekend?
Yes, but if you can see Florida, it was only South American people or Mexican people or American people. So
But
basically,
there was one guy from On, Andy,
Andy
something.
Dreit,
Yeah,
Andy Dreit, yeah, and
and
Matt Hansen. Matt
yeah,
Hansen the second, he has the fastest time in the cloud boom, and Andy Dreit, he got fourth
yeah.
in the cloud surfer.
And
Yes,
he also got an invitation for Kona.
yeah, yeah. There are more slots.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, he will come on the show. I hope next week because he wanted
Yeah,
to come today or tomorrow, but I already had you and someone else tomorrow. So super excited to chat with him about his journey.
Andy Dreit is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell him I don't understand the bike split that he has. I mean, he did 401 on the bike and say,
Oh my
come on.
God.
It's like nearly the same time as Andrew Stajkowski, who is really a pure biker.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
Yeah. And there's also, I think I just know his first name, Philip. I think he is from On as well. And I think he had an injury and his skin looks a bit different now. I can't really. I forgot his last name, but he is also from a sponsored athlete from On, I think,
Okay.
and it would have been his first Ironman. Or not, it was not the first Ironman, but there was something special about the event, and he was supposed to do it as well. But I'm not 100% sure. I thought that you might know something about it. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm actually quite curious. I mean, I haven't participated in any Ironman race, but it's actually on my vision board and it's on my bucket list. So how do you prepare your mind for these events? I mean, I know how to run a marathon, but I mean, a marathon is already a lot, but you do like swimming and biking before. How do you prepare yourself?
I mean, the preparation is like from the start, from the training. I mean, for me, preparation is if it's really South Africa and it's gonna happen. I mean, the preparation is gonna start end of November. I mean, a race and a training is really like not 2 weeks. It's like a base and then a build up, and then really a tune up, and then just like a taper week, and then is the race. So basically it's a whole process. And yes, it's for me, it will be very strict on waking up, sleeping, training, and also have to manage with training, working, sleeping, and have the right amount of food and so on. So it's kind of, it's a bit hard to explain, because for me it's like normal, it's like a routine, because I know, obviously I know myself, I know how it works, but I try to skip to stay really, when I have the plan, I know the plan that he's putting is usually the same,
Mhm.
but it's also increase in intensity and also in time. But I know that, for instance, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I have to really wake up early and sleep early. So I can kind of adapt how I'm gonna put and do my week. And I know that Monday I can rest or just go for a swim. And that on the weekend it's gonna be like, yes, the biggest amount of volume. And the way I do it, it's always like the same question. It's for people that working at 100%. It's always the biggest question is, I'm not motivated. How do you do that? And so on. But basically, the first thing I say, don't think. This is the first thing. Don't think. If you have to train in the morning, if you're like, I don't know, tired or you don't want to, just put it away. Don't even start to think about it. Otherwise, you don't do it. And usually, if you do the training after, you're really happy and you start your day really, really nicely.
Perfectly
So
put.
basically, this is kind of tip that I can give, because if you start to think, you have 90% of chance that you won't do the training, and then you get upset, and then you want to do it better, and it's not gonna work. So basically, you wake up, you go early to bed, you wake up early, start the training, and that's it. And don't think.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
But it's kind of it's a discipline to have. Not everybody, maybe it's like this, but if it can help someone, yes, it's kind of the way I'm acting is like, I wake up, even though it's past my mind, I just delete it and I
Yeah.
go.
That's nice. Yeah. I can absolutely agree with it. It's much easier to just go outside and don't
Yeah.
think about it. Yeah. Okay, so now the reason why I reached out to you was the fact that I was talking to Raymond.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And he was telling me that you did the Ironman on Lanzarote. Is that right?
Yes.
And there was this one situation where I think you were on your bike a couple of kilometers in and you
Yeah.
didn't feel really well and you decided to keep going. I don't know why, I don't know how, but you said, I think he said that you said someone is waiting on the finish line and then you need to meet the person and you're not allowed to quit here. What's all of that about? Can you tell me a bit more about this race?
Um, it's not the best memory ever, but it's every race cannot always be good. But Ironman Lanzarote, basically what's happened, and I know now the issue, one of the issue. It's when I started to race, it was end of May. Then we went from like a mid-warm Zurich to a very warm Lanzarote. And during the race, when I started the bike, uh, I made a big mistake, which was putting a closed helmet. So for me, basically, also heavy people like me sweat much more.
Mm-hmm.
I sweat like insane. And taking like a closed helmet, so basically the head is where you sweat the most. And I couldn't, like, there is no breathability in this helmet. So I think that I got I don't know, insulation,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like dizzy. I didn't know where I was,
Oh
and
no.
I started to vomit and so ever. So if I can pass you all the detail, um, but yes, it was kind of it exactly happened to Mirador del Rio. It's like a famous place in Lanzarote. From the climb up, and I feel totally dizzy. I wanted to stop, but I say no. I just continue because I obviously don't want to quit. And even though I finished, I remember the bike in 6 hours, which was not my best time. I started the run with, again, to vomit.
Oh
So I don't know
no.
how many times I vomit, but many, and feeling dizzy and feeling not bad. But one thing that really helps, and I always cherry it, I had my mom that came for Ironman Lanzarote, and she buy Coca, she buy Coke, she buy Red Bull, she buy everything to make me like, hey, Thibaud, wake up.
Yeah.
And the funny, like when I finish, she found me somewhere in a corner, totally dying,
Oh no.
like on the floor, couldn't move anymore. But I finished, and this was the main goal,
Yeah.
because I obviously didn't want to quit. Yes, I know sometimes, people will say, if you don't feel well, you should quit. Yes, maybe, but at this particular time, I didn't want to quit, so that's why I finished. it was my own personal decision, and I took the risk. And yes, at the end, I didn't feel well, but yes, it's not every race can be good. And the funny fact that she looked at her watch, she did 22K to just like feed me.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Almost a half marathon.
Yes, but because like Ironman Lanzarote was also bad because the sun was there was no there was only for running there was only sun
Oh
everywhere.
no.
There
Oh
is
God.
no shadow, nothing, only sun. So yes, this is also yeah some like experience that I take in for the next time. So that's why that in Kona last year I took an open helmet, and it was
Mm,
much better. So I
yeah.
can breathe, like I can have like it can breathe easily, and I didn't feel bad at all. And it was much better.
Oh, that's good. But why did you choose this race? Why did you want to go to Lanzarote?
Firstly, to qualify to Kona, this is
Mm-hmm.
the first option, and then secondly, because I wanted to change. I wanted to have a new challenge, and I wanted to discover Lanzarote to see how it is. And then yeah, I saw how it is. And but my goal is to go back again and to race it again. And
Yeah, I wanted to ask you if you want to
that's
go
for
back
sure.
at some point.
For sure. There's no point that I will. That's for sure. I will go back. It's
Nice.
not an option that I will stay like this with a bad memory of a race. No,
Yeah.
I will
Okay,
do it.
you already mentioned Kona. How was it?
The best memory ever.
Oh,
The
nice.
best memory ever. It's really like it's like everybody say it's really hot. It's really hot and wet, and yeah, it's unexpected. Basically, we have the whole week. I was 1 week before, and it was beautiful weather, extremely warm, wet, and not windy. So I say, come on, it's easy. Because everybody say yeah, Kona it's really a lot of wind. I say hey, go to Lanzarote. This is windy, but during the race it was extremely windy. Bad luck. But yes, I took really notes from what's happened in Lanzarote. So
Yeah.
basically, I every time I could during the fuel station. So I put water on my whole body to cool down. I have the open helmet. I have everything. I also took a lot of salt and electrolyte to basically because you lose so much of sweat just by standing up. So it's really like uh, a Kona is really a race where you have to play smart, not like racing all out. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Kona will kill you.
Yeah.
And it's really like a nice experience. I won't say it's the most beautiful race that I ever did, but in terms of experience, in terms of audience, people there, crowd, it's the best. It's really the best.
Oh, nice.
And the
I
thing,
heard about it and I saw some parts and I was always like, well, at some point I need to train hard enough to get there.
yeah, definitely. I really encourage you to go there. It's really like a lifetime experience.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and I read that you had to start in the water. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How was
Basically,
how was
it's
that?
in Kona, so you have to go into the water, and then you start basically 200, like 100 meter in the water. So you have to, yeah, start in the water. It's not the best. I didn't really like it
Yeah,
because you push yourself with all the athlete. It's not very like nice. You cannot hold yourself on nothing. So basically, you're just in water. So you're losing a lot of energy because you can wait until 5 minutes. So 5 minutes waiting until the start, it's not very
yeah,
like optimal. But you forget it at the minute after you start to forget it because you swim And if you look down in the water, you saw a fish, you saw clear water, you see everything. It's nice. It's really
Did
nice.
you spot a turtle? I read your Instagram post that you were trying to see some turtles.
While swimming, yes, I tried, but I didn't see it. But I
Okay.
saw turtles, yes, but I tried to spot, but I didn't.
Okay.
Because 3.8K is still long.
Yeah.
So you have the time to try to spot some dolphin or
Yeah.
turtle. And I mean it's a lifetime experience, so yeah, you have to enjoy it.
Well,
Yeah, racing
you
is
say
so
it's
hard.
long, but you actually ended up with a sub 1 hour swim,
Yeah,
or?
yeah, yeah. I don't know how I did it because it was a non-wetsuit swim, so a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm quite happy with that.
Okay. And how do you fuel yourself when you go to these events?
You mean Kona or
I mean,
another
just
race?
in general, when you race, what do you eat while you're, I don't know, while running or after swimming? I don't. Okay.
It's really dependent. It's really depend. I try to be like really standardized, but like I feel that sometimes I struggle because I give you an example. Ironman Copenhagen where I did my best time. So I eat on the bike some bars, 2 bars, and also ISO.
Hmm.
And on the run, I ate 4 gel plus salt, salt tabs, plus a lot of water, and at the end I drink Coke. This was
Okay.
Ironman Copenhagen. The weather was not that warm, so like 21 degrees. So it was
Mm.
okay. For me, it's the best. But then if you compare Kona, I didn't eat anything.
Nothing.
I just drink. That's it.
Wow.
I couldn't take any gel.
Wow.
So my whole race was ISO, salt tab, and Coke.
Wow.
I don't know how my body maybe reacts differently to the heat,
Yeah.
and this is what I learn. And for me, it's also sometimes also a new experiment that I have to take because I have to eat during those races, even though my body say no, because my
Mm.
body obviously during the race say no.
Yeah.
So it was only drink. But usually I try to be like constant. I have a belt, I have my gel, I have my salt tab, and I use it for the run. And biking is mostly hot, like bars or drinks.
Yeah. And
And also,
do you follow a specific diet, like just in general? No. Okay.
I'm just vegetarian.
Okay. So you're okay. That was I was asking for. Okay. Nice.
Just
I'm
vegetarian.
a vegan nutritionist
Yeah.
soon. Um, how do you recover after these races? Do you have a routine like laying down and not move at all, or do you move a
No,
lot afterwards? Is there something in
lying
particular?
down is very difficult for me. But after a race, I try to do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, either swim or just like moving the legs on the bike.
Yeah.
That's it. And then it's just like recovery. I use Compex, which is electrostimulation.
Hmm.
I use it to recover. It helps a lot. And then I try to fuel back everything that I lose.
Yeah, especially after Kona when you can't eat during the race.
Well, but obviously, Kona, I have to weigh in. So weigh in on the morning was 87.5 kilo.
Yeah.
After the race, it was 78.
Oh God.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I remember. I
Wow.
remember. It was like you start like this and you feel like this.
Yeah,
Like a
wow.
deep person.
But did you feel good afterwards?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel good. It's I feel good.
Yeah.
I was tired, exhausted, but I felt good.
Okay. And how many races or how many Ironmans in general did you finish in total? Can you remember that?
I think 9, 8 or 9.
And was Kona your favorite one?
No,
No?
Copenhagen.
Okay.
I really love the city. The city, the crowd, everything was really perfect in Copenhagen. Not because I did my best time, but I found that, I don't know, the crowd, the organization, the after ceremony, everything was so beautiful. And I obviously love this city. And we just ran, the whole run was in the city. So for the crowd, it was easier to like encourage the people, be there for the people. And I really enjoy it.
Yeah. That's so
But
nice.
atmosphere, Kona by far the best.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
Kona, you can't beat Kona for the atmosphere. You can't.
Nice. So, how does it feel to call yourself an Ironman? Did something
I,
change afterwards, or was it just like, okay, now I finished another race and now I'm just an Ironman?
yeah, but I usually don't say that because for me it's just like my personal. I obviously want to do it, so it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
So I don't call myself an Ironman, just like a sport that I do by my own personal choice. And yeah, it's for me it's kind of an Ironman. It's like a name that we gave for specific distance of a triathlon.
Yeah.
So we can say on it's normally a long distance triathlon.
Yeah.
So I just say, yeah, I do long distance triathlon and I just enjoy it.
I think I need to interrupt you for a second because in the beginning you had to log in twice, and Zoom is just unlimited for two persons. So they think that we are three now, and I think I need to send you a new invitation that we can
Okay.
continue. Um, is that fine for you?
Yeah.
So we're back now, and why and how come that you are working with On now?
Working at On was a quite of funny, kind of funny, yes. So basically, I used to work at one of the major store of On. It's called Jelmoli,
Okay.
and I used to be the work on the booth at Jelmoli for On, and I worked there for 1 year and a half,
When was that?
and then I sold in 2018.
Okay.
Oh no, earlier, 17.
Okay.
And then I worked there, so basically I saw how well the brand sells, and it was insane. Like you don't have any minutes for you if you work there on a Saturday. It's just insane. It's insane. It's never stopped. It's like people come and buy and buy and buy. And then after 1 year or maybe a bit more, I met I met many of the um, uh, sales representative
Hmm.
that I used to that are working for On. I still know them because they're obviously working now for On. They're working for On, and I also met one person. It's Patrick Rupp, who is now the general manager of Europe.
Yeah,
So
I
it's like
heard
a
his
high
name
position.
before.
Yep. And this is where everything started.
Nice.
Basically, this is where everything started. So basically, he get me in contact with Tabea, and then I got an interview at On, and it works.
That's so
And this
cool.
is where everything started. And then I move, and then since now less than a year, I moved to the quality management. So it's also like kind of a beautiful story because yeah, I started in the shop and then finished in the company and grew in the company. And yes, and also you can see now how the company is. It's like fits totally to my value and how you can adapt and train and also be with sporty people is like a really a nice story.
Absolutely. I can absolutely agree.
And
When I also have a funny story why I started to work for them. I went to a trail run here in Germany, and On was the
Mhm,
main sponsor of this run. And I always really liked
mhm.
what they do. I never owned a shoe of them or anything, but I always liked what they do. So I came there and I was just like, well, how come that you actually work for them? And then the girl told me, and her boss was passing by, and he was like, we need some people for Berlin. And I was like, I'm from Berlin, take me. So yeah, then he called me at some point, and now I'm here. I'm not sure, do you know René Klaus, the
No,
guy with the long beard?
not.
He has a
Yeah.
long beard and like
There's
blonde
so many
hair.
new people in Germany.
Okay, but
There's
he's
so many new
crazy.
people at Germany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, but it's just
But
so
I
nice.
love
And
those kind of story.
yeah, and it's so nice
This
because all
this
the
story
people
is
are so
really nice because
friendly.
sometimes, yes, it's also, and also sometimes it's a bit more unconventional. So basically, you know the people in a different way. So if you know the person in the stance, you basically, it's not the same that if you will meet him personally in an interview. So you're more open, you're more like, you can speak more freely. It's kind of different, and this is also what I appreciated on.
Yeah. And I think it's so nice because when you meet people and they don't know what On does and you explain it to them, it's not just like you're trying to sell them something. You see that they understand how amazing On is and they want to be On as well. And I think
Yeah,
it's just so nice, and to see how how excited people are about it. And I mean, I can just tell from my side. I mean, when I had my first On shoe, I was actually running my fastest 10K with them, and I was so excited that I finally had this shoe, and I was so fast, and I don't know what it was, but I just love it, and I love to bring it to other people because it's just such a nice brand. And I think it's just so nice to see like all the athletes out there who are running or who are doing every kind of sport for the brand, and to see that it
yeah,
actually works, that the whole technique behind it works.
yeah, exactly. And also, I can also remember, I'm not the oldest at On, but I can remember when I started. I can totally tell you, we have the flow, maybe Cloud Surfer,
Yeah.
and at one time it became like a boom, and we had Cloud Swift, Cloud Ace, Cloud Stratos, Cloud New Cloud Flash. It's kind of booming, and it's so exciting to, for me, as like a triathlete, to test all those kind of shoe, because for me it's like toys. For me, a
Yeah.
shoe is a toy. So basically, if you show me shoe, it's like toy. And I love to see the technology behind the way it's made. And also, I read Sherry that the shoe that we bring has the best quality for the person, and also that in terms of durability, of fitting, and so on, it's really like, I value this a lot. So that's why I pay a lot of attention of those kind of detail. And yeah, it's insane how the brand get bigger, and how we get bigger in the world. And yes, it's really a nice story.
Okay, now the important question. What's your favorite shoe?
That's easy. That's
Easy.
easy. I let you guess.
I would say the
No, it's not
flow.
easy because no,
No?
I'm a Cloud Flash 2 person.
I didn't
I
expect that,
just
but it makes
love
sense.
I just love the Cloud Flash 2. It's really, for me, it's my shoe for any kind of distance. I know it's not everybody should run the same distance that I run with the Cloud Flash 2, because it's a highly responsive shoe with not a lot of cushioning,
Hmm?
and it's flexible, and the drop is not that high. But for me personally, if I speak to me, I can run like fairly up to 30K with the shoe without feeling anything. But let's say I wouldn't recommend everybody to follow what I do, But if you're like looking for a fast 10K shoe, a racing shoe just for like short distance, it fits like a glove. It's really responsive, and it has quite enough cushioning to support you. It's really nice. I love this shoe, really.
Nice. So what do you think about the boom?
And really, I love it. I think it supports you really well. I mean, it's really a shoe that we needed to have in between the Cloud Flash 2 and Cloud Flow. So basically like a kind of responsive shoe with a high drop and very flexible, and with a like on always. I never has any issue with the upper of on. The upper of on is like insane. It's always no issue.
Yeah.
When you get in, it's no issue. It's fine. It's good. So for marathon distance, I can say that it's had enough cushioning, extremely responsive, and well supported on the feet. The only difference, and that's why I love the Flash, is because I'm a person who loves the ground extremely. So because the Flash 2 has less cushioning, I feel more the ground. I do prefer the Cloud Flash 2. That's why.
Nice.
But if like, for instance, I use my Cloud Flash 2 for training, interval training, but if I'm like tired or I need for easy run, then I will tend to go to the Cloud Flow, because it's more supported, it's more cushioned, and there's like yes, it's more cushioned. It's more like there's more material to like hold my feet.
Yeah. Nice. It's always so interesting to chat about shoes, especially like when we have the chance to try all of them. And I'm currently running with the Cloud Venture Peak, and I really like the shoe. I don't really know why. I was running in Nike trail shoes before, the Nike Pegasus 36, and the Cloud Venture Peak is, in my opinion, so much better. And I just love the shoe so much. For trail running, of course, not for road running, but it's
the Cloud Venture Peak is really nice.
so
It's
cool.
really nice. I mean, it's also when you step in, the feet, I think you don't even need to tie it up. It fits like a glove.
Yeah.
I think
That's
the
true.
upper, you don't even need to tie it up. It's really like well made. It's very a thin material, so it's also to lighten the weight of the shoe. The grip, it's extremely nice.
Yeah.
And it's a good balance of cushioning and responsiveness. I never tried for long distance because I'm not a trail runner at all. Maybe in the future, but I'm not a trail runner at all.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm really bad at trail.
That's fine. We're all searching for our passion, and I think you found yours.
Yes, definitely. Like if you ask me if you do elevation while running, I say no. I run flat. I run on
You're
road.
more the
That's it.
fast guy.
Yeah, I'm the type of guy who always do the same route, always the same track, at always the same pace.
That's interesting. Okay,
Yes, I don't want to see.
I have one last question for you about On.
Yeah,
When people come to
yeah.
you and they are wondering why there are clouds underneath, and I had that a couple of times when we had some events that people came to me and they were just like, oh, I had stones in the shoe, this doesn't make sense, why do you put holes in them? What do you answer when people come to you and say this?
Well, obviously, in my position now, they don't ask me anymore. So that's good. That's really a tricky question.
I mean, that's what's special about them.
The what really, if you try different brands, the feeling of On, you will never find in any other brands. That's for sure. I mean, when you buy it on, you also buy the feeling, the experience, because it's not this. It's definitely not the same as any kind of other running shoe. It's more complex to build to make an on than to make Brooks, for instance. There is much more part, and also the feeling is much more different. I mean, the best example, the feeling of on Cloud Surfer. I mean, when you try on a Cloud Surfer, you can compare it to any other like model. Like for instance, Cloud Surfer, you can say, oh, maybe, yeah, it could be a Brooks Ghost or a ASICS Cumulus.
Yeah.
But trust me, if you put the feet on, the feeling, it's not the same at all. It's like an on feeling. So yes, you might have we might have some issue with the stone that gets stuck, but when you buy your own, you buy an experience and you buy the feeling, which you will never found again in other different brand. And we are working to make it better. You can see on the Cloud Stratus, we close it on the front. So basically, there is no. It's like we decrease the possibility that stone gets stuck in. On the new Cloud Flow, the actual one, I run with them quite often, and there's not too much stone that stuck in it. Cloud Boom, Cloud Flash, zero.
Yeah.
So basically, we're always making improvement. That we have this kind of technology, but also we have also to explain to customer that we are still a young brand, and we are always making improvement. And the improvement that we make is always better. So I try to make them keep faith in our brands. And I know you have to be like you have to trust what you say. So that's why I try. This is why I'm trying to say them to them. It can be annoying, yes, but it won't destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say hashtag never not on.
That's true. But indeed, you can see Cloud Flash 2, Cloud Boom, Cloud Flow. There's like chance of getting a stone decrease a lot.
Yeah.
Cloud Swift, it's also hard to get a stone in it. Cloud Stratus as well. So basically, we made big improvements. So it's going to be always for the best.
Yeah. Okay.
Always being positive.
Yeah. I saw that you also have other sponsors, is that right?
Yes. Mhm. My
Who's
caps.
yeah, okay. Who are they and how did you get in touch with them?
Uh, so basically, I have Compressport. This is a compression technology and specialize in socks and also compression for the calf. Basically, compression is a long story, and it's really a brand that I also love because of compression part. I do wear them, and it started in Canada. In Canada, this is where I started to be sponsored by Compressport, and then for 2 years and a half. And then when it came back to Switzerland, the guy in Compressport from Canada put me in contact with the distributor in Switzerland.
Oh, cool.
And this is where it started, and I became friend with him. So we chat together. I quite know the whole team after the distributor in from a Compressport. And yeah, they're really nice. They also wear on because obviously I make them wear on. That's okay. So yes, it's also a nice. It's really nice brand. Also, they make compression. They make tri suit for triathlon.
Mhm.
So and some the caps they made as well. And for nutrition, I have Oversteam. This is really an old French brand that I use. I use it in the past, and I still use it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this um, product that I know, that I trust, that I can digest easily. And yeah, it's and I see how they evolve. And they last year they have a contract with the in Switzerland, because otherwise you can't be. Before, there was not distributed in Switzerland, So now they get a contract, so now I can get the food in Switzerland.
Oh,
It's
that's so
all
cool.
Switzerland is kind of tricky country to get sponsor for big brands.
Well, you chose the right country.
And the last one that I have it's a tree bike. It's a bike shop in Zurich. So this is where also I'm in the team.
Okay, cool. So how many teams do you have? You were talking about a swimming group, is that right? Or was that something else
Yeah,
earlier? No, okay. So you always train by yourself?
mostly.
Okay.
Mostly, I have a coach, and I train mostly by myself, or I train. For instance, which was nice. I train with a coworker,
Oh, cool.
especially at the company because they're faster than me. So it's always helped me to push more.
Yeah,
That's really nice. But then the end of the day, I don't hate them. I hate them. Really, I hate them. But I'll always say thank you because they push me a lot. But it's always good because if you train with faster than you, then you improve.
of course. Yeah.
And obviously, at the HQ, there are obviously some pure runner that are really fast. So basically, it's always nice to train with them. And for swimming, like in this time, it's a bit difficult. But last year, I used to train also with a coworker at On. We used to like swim together, also run together. But biking, do it usually alone because I
Okay.
train most.
Okay, nice. Interesting. Okay, so what else is on the calendar? I mean, I know we don't really know what will happen, and you have South Africa, but is there anything else in your mind that you might do next year?
Yeah, basically, like the first goal is Kona,
Hmm.
but I need to qualify. So I really need to check which race I'm gonna do, which I think would happen or not. Basically, also thinking to go in Asia because in Asia there is no cases, so more likely racing is going to happen,
Yeah.
or North America because racing is on over there. Europe is really the biggest challenge because yeah, everything is cancelled.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping that next year it's going to be fine, that we are, even though the virus is here, we have to live with this. So I'm planning to do South Africa. Plan B will be Frankfurt.
Hmm.
Um, and I also have the half Ironman of Challenge Rimini in
Hmm.
Italy, beginning of May. And then I have Alpenbrevet in August, cycling event, and then Kona,
Sounds like a
if
good
it's happening.
plan.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed that it will work.
yeah, fingers crossed. I really hope it's gonna happen. I really, really hope, really.
Yeah. Okay,
Even though
so
the COVID,
okay. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
yeah, sure.
No, I don't want to interrupt you. You said something.
No, no, I just said that even though the virus is here, it's obviously always it's gonna be here for the next 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
But I think we have to live with it, and I hope that events are going to happen.
Yeah, and the good thing is we can still train. I mean, with swimming, it's hard at the moment, but in general, we can still train. And I think we should keep in mind that we don't always, or that we shouldn't just train for the competition, that we also train for ourselves because we love the sport and we love what we
Oh yeah,
do.
definitely. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Like I mean, for the moment, I don't train that without any specific goal, but also we are really lucky in Switzerland. We don't have any lockdown, so basically we can do freely outside. We can train
That's so
outside.
nice.
We can swim. We can swim. We can do whatever. So basically, Switzerland, we are lucky, and we should really be cherry it, and that's why. Yeah, this weekend I just enjoy it. I will enjoy to do a pass in November, which normally every pass are closed, but this one, the Clausen Pass is still open and the weather looks nice. So basically, we are going to ride over there, but just like no pressure, not pushing like crazy like we do during training, and just enjoying the weather, enjoying the moment, and so on. So yes, I think that's also when you train, you also have to enjoy it, not doing it like a robot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Where can people find you if they want to know more about you, if they want to get in touch with you? Do you have an Instagram handle or something like this? I know that
Yeah,
you
they can
have.
always contact me on my Instagram is Thibaud33.
And do you have a
They can
website as
always.
well?
No, I don't.
No,
I
okay.
don't have it.
Okay, no, that's fine. Instagram is good.
But you can contact me on Instagram, on Facebook without any issue. I'm usually quite reactive to respond and open to discuss. Really, I never. If somebody asks me a question, I will never answer. I always answer back. So
Oh, that's
basically,
so
if
kind.
something, yeah, it's I mean, I didn't have the chance that people had me to like train and to find my way in like I started by my own to do every kind of Ironman. So it's my own personal decision, and I had no one that helped me and so on. So for me, it's like if I can help someone to do it, then I do it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm always asking every guest on the show 3 questions in the end. So here's the time for you. First question, a book that inspired you?
I don't read.
Or do you have like a person that inspired you?
A movie,
Or movies are good as well.
Gladiator.
What's that?
It's a movie, Gladiator.
Ah, okay, okay. Interesting.
There's
Why?
two. There's two movies that really inspire me. It's The Last Samurai and Gladiator.
Because you're into fighting.
No, it's also Last Samurai. I really encourage to watch it. It's also the way of thinking.
Okay.
It's really a different approach, the way Japanese people think, and it's really interesting.
Okay. I heard a lot about it, but I never saw it. So I think now is the right
I
time.
watched it 22 times, and I think it's the same for Gladiator. So basically, I know that it's really like I love this movie.
Nice. Good to know. I haven't heard that before. Okay. Question number 2. What excites you after waking up? Now you can't tell me that you're not waking up.
Going on the bike.
Okay. That's nice. Do you know what most of the people say? Most of them say that
Tell
they
me.
are excited about their coffee in the morning.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
It's so
I love
funny.
coffee, but it's not the most important thing.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Okay, last question for today. One thing that everyone should know.
Uh, Triathlon is patient. Nein, you have to be patient in triathlon. Don't don't over don't overstep. Don't go too fast. Just be patient and train, and the time will come.
I love this. Thank
Yeah,
you
I think
so
it's
much.
yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And I wish you all the best that you can race next year. And if you're ever in Berlin, let me know. And I
will, for sure.
I might come to Zurich at some point. Let's see how this whole time continues and how work continues.
You have to bring your bike behind you in Zurich so I can take you for a ride.
Oh, yes.
I can show you this as
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, pleasure. If the virus let us a bit be nice, if the virus is nice, then we can finally move freely.
Yeah, let's see how it goes, but just trying to stay positive in these times and making the best out of the situation that we have.
Exactly.
All right.
There is always a positive.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed that.
Yeah, a lot.
Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Make sure to let me know how this episode resonated with you by tagging me under @ElisaLicious over on Instagram. That's where you can also send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. If you want to know more, make sure to head over to elisalicious.de where you can find the show notes for each episode. And please make sure to pop over to iTunes and leave me a rating and review. And hey, if you like what you hear, check out my Patreon page where you can support my work. I appreciate that so much. Big thank you to Tanja Notschaele for graphics and music by Temple Hayes. Have a wonderful rest of the day and I'll see you next week.